Hey guys, welcome to this space. I hope everyone's doing well. This is going to be a message for the sign of Libra. It's going to be regarding the Saturn in Aries place or transit. So, Libra, if there are those of you who have um, your Saturn in Aries in your chart, this is going to be your Saturn return, okay, at this time for the next 3 years or so, okay? So, congratulations. Some Saturn returns can be, or it can be a bit daunting depending on the karma that you need to experience or the lessons that need to be learned, okay? So, we're going to go ahead and jump into it, Libra. And those of you, even if you're not necessarily experiencing your Saturn return, these messages still, you know, pertain to you. It is affecting all of us, whether we are experiencing a Saturn return at this time or not, whether it be your first Saturn return or your second. Okay. I can't remember when Saturn is going to be in Aries again, but it's going to be a while from now, like probably a little over a decade from now. So, Libra, let's go ahead and jump in. I also want to, just let you guys know, just like I've been telling all the other signs, Saturn is all about you, right? It's all about zeroing in on the pros and cons of what you have been doing. And since Saturn is having conversations with Aries right now, the energies are very intense because Saturn and Aries are two opposites. Okay, they're opposite energies. Aries is all about passion, leadership, trailblazing, right? Moving forward, motivation, assertiveness, speed. Whereas Saturn, it's all about the leadership portion of it. Yeah, but Saturn is also here to question what are your motives behind what you're doing? Why are you doing this, and that? It's here to ask like the hard questions. It's here to ask us the hard questions. And the questions that Saturn is going to be asking all of us at this time, whether you're in your Saturn return or not, is pertaining to Aries. So again, the attributes of Aries, think about what the attributes of Aries is, and then think about the attributes of Saturn and what Saturn is discussing with Aries at this time regarding all of our lives, okay? But this is what this reading is for, so kind of give you guys a little bit of guidance, a little bit of insight into the tools that you already have, whether you've been using them or not, towards your success, okay? Towards your heart's deepest desires. I am reading for both tropical and sidereal charts. So if you are a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising in sidereal astrology and or Western astrology, these messages are for you, okay? But if you're curious, if you are more into the Western, if you've only been focusing more on your Western astrology, then in sidereal astrology, Libra, you are more than likely a Virgo, okay? Depending on where you fall in your sun sign on your birth chart, if you're curious. All right, let's see here. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising placements, ancestors, guardians, and protectors. What messages do we have for Libra? Those born under the constellation of Libra for this Saturn in Aries transit. Okay, beautiful. We have blessings. I like seeing that. Blessings. Okay, so it looks like Saturn and Aries discussing you, those of you in the collective of Libra, okay? It's time for your blessings, whatever blessings. Now, some of you guys could have been, some of you guys are actually experiencing a lot of blessings. You've been experiencing a lot of blessings in your life because of the changes that you have, you know, pursued in the past. Others of you, if you haven't really been seeing an influx of blessings or a inflow of blessings, and maybe you're a little bit pessimistic when it comes to a specific thing that you want or wanted, maybe you gave up on something that you really prayed for, but you just, maybe there were just some disappointments that came along the way and you were just like, you know what, maybe this is just not meant for me. I would say during this Saturn and Aries transit for the next 3 years, Libra, don't give up. Don't stop praying for this thing, because sometimes when we're disappointed, we tend to forget what we prayed for, because we are very impatient creatures as human beings, right? So we pray for something and we expect it to get here tomorrow or next month or next year. Some blessings don't necessarily come in for maybe 3 or 5 years, because there are things that need to be done first. There are some pathways or a clearing that needs to happen, a pathway that needs to be unblocked in order for you to receive this blessing in the time that you feel you need but that you feel you should be receiving this blessing. But I get the sense that some of you guys weren't ready for those blessings. Also, looking at this picture of this card, this angel is spreading the blessings, right? These flowers, which is a sign of springtime in the middle of winter. So some of you Libra, you may be going through a tough time during this Saturn and Aries transit. Maybe it's a tough time in your relationship. Maybe there's just a cold spot in your relationship sector, your friendship sector. When it comes to your family, some of you guys may want to have children, and maybe there's like a bit of a cold spot there. Your money, whatever that means, for you financially. Remember that blessings, they don't get put on hold just because things are bad. You could be getting blessed in the midst of something stressful happening, but it really does require you to have focus here. Yeah, bottom of the deck, trust, like I was saying. I hadn't even flipped the deck over to even see this, so it's funny. And it's interesting how this, again, it's like a bluish like color, and it's like wintertime type of energy. Okay. Blessings don't always come during the good times. Sometimes they don't show up until the real transformation happens, until someone gets exposed, or there again, like I said, blessings don't always come when times are feeling good. You could be going through a breakup at this time, or a divorce, or what have you. Maybe losing a job or needing to leave a job behind that you thought was going to work out, Libra. You could be moving. But these things are blessings in disguise for you to move forward towards the change that needs to take place in order for these blessings to, find you. So just think about, Libra, what in your life at this time is a block? What in your life at this time feels like just kind of sticky. You know what I mean? I don't want to say uncomfortable, because sometimes discomfort needs to happen in order for you to transform, or always. Transformation is not comfortable. But what in your life just feels kind of sticky, where you just feel like it's just stuck to you? You know? You don't really want it anymore that much, or you just need your space or what have you, and you're just like, I don't really need this anymore. Or again, it could be a relationship, it could be a person, place, or thing, Libra. All right, let's see. Let's pull. Okay, there was a card that flipped out that says ready to love again. Interesting. All right, let's keep going for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising placements, ancestors of light, messengers of light, for this Saturn in Aries transit. Let's see. Yeah, so you have prosperity. This is the card that I pulled from the top of the deck after splitting it and shuffling it properly, but the card that my ancestors caused to flip over is Tanzanite. So you have Malachite and Tanzanite here. Those can be two stones that you work with and have a relationship with, to help you awaken to your blessings, help you awaken to what Saturn needs you to prioritize. Bottom of the deck, you have make time for self-care. Taking care of yourself is essential right now. So like I was saying, Libra, there may be some type of separation, a divorce, a breakup. Could be with a romantic partner. This breakup could be with a friend. This separation or distance can be with a family member. You know, you can even break up with a job. You know what I mean? Breakups don't always have to be, you know, pertaining to romantic partnerships. But I'm just getting that you have, Saturn has a lot in store for you, and so does Aries. Like the energy of Aries in your life, okay? Because even though we may not be in Aries season, you know, or anything like that, Aries pertains to, even if you don't really have Aries in your chart, Aries pertains to those attributes I had spoken about. Like just look up the energy of Aries: leadership, trailblazing, you know, devotion to your passion. It represents passion in love, with your job, with money, right? Having control of your future. Being assertive, once again, being truthful and honest about what you want no matter what, right? So those attributes in your life, what are things in your life that you have those attributes for? You have those, you know, where you are exhibiting those traits, whether it be towards a person, place, or thing. And what parts of your life are you not feeling that for, right? Where you're feeling a little lazy, or you're feeling a little laggy, or you're just feeling like, I really don't know if I really want this anymore, or this is not for me, or I don't want to live here anymore. It's like, what are those parts of your life, Libra, where you feel like, I just don't want to? I don't feel that this is for me. This is not feeding my soul. This is not feeding my heart. This is not filling my cup. Settling is not an option anymore. And some of you will learn from this and actually grow in this. Others of you may have a harder time. Saturn is not an easy energy to commune with. Okay? It's not. So, but I will say, when Saturn enters a certain sign, that part of our lives will be changed. There is no way that Saturn can enter a sign or a constellation and that constellation not be changed. So Saturn is on fire because of Aries. So pay attention to your Saturn as well. Even if you don't have Saturn in Aries, Pay attention to your Saturn placements, because Libra, your blessings are they are really meant to overflow. And with this card that says love, ready to love again, what are you holding on to in your life, love wise, whether it be in relationships or a love of a certain topic, a certain type of knowledge, love of a career path, right? Because love is creation, love is creativity. So whenever I see this word love, I also think about creativity. So some of you guys could be artists or designers of some kind, right? What is your first love, and why have you left it behind? What is your first love? And if there is a person who disappointed you and hurt you in the past, friend, family, or romantic partner, there's a point in your life where you decided, I am not going to get into a relationship again, or I'm not going to go make new friends. I'm not going to allow myself to get too close to someone. Some of you guys may have lost someone to death. Maybe someone passed away in your life, and that really did a number on you. And it's caused you to sit in grief for a very, very, very long time. Saturn is here to awaken your soul, is here to awaken your heart and to get that spark back inside of you, Libra, for you to make new friends or connect with some old friends again, connect with your family, start coming back around to your family again and laugh with them or cry with them, hug them, right? Hold their hand. You might end up connecting with an ex-partner, someone who is actually your soul's partner, right? So yes, there are some past relationships where, I'm talking about past relationships where you know deep down inside that is your person. I'm not talking about just anybody just because you're thinking about them that's your person. No, I mean, this is something on a soul level, okay? This could be a karmic partner as well, where you guys end up coming back together again. But others of you, this can be a new person. This can be you just going out to date again, and you're just like, I'm feeling that spark. I kind of want to meet somebody. I want to share my life with someone, So this can be ready to find love again, as well as like maybe there's a pet or an animal that you end up connecting with and they becoming part of your lives, right? And really, cheering you up a little bit. I do see that as well for some of you. Some of you guys, this can be a child. Okay. You guys getting pregnant, or you getting someone pregnant, and this baby being the one that really helps you liven up a little bit. It really does, again, like I said, it may cheer you up. There's a lot of things that could be going on in your life right now. But I do feel that there is some type of loss that has been experienced here in your life in the past. This is definitely past energy, this loss. I feel like it's definitely past energy. And you've just kind of been living in grief or living in disappointment, depending on what that loss is. I'm not, it could be, again, loss of a loved one, loss of a relationship where you broke up or divorced someone. It could have been, loss of a job, loss of a friendship that you thought was going to last, forever, but then you guys just ended up not getting along for whatever reason, and you broke the relationship. I don't know, but there is a sense of loss here in the past. Whatever that loss is, only you know, Libra. So let's go ahead and pull some tarot, you guys. We're going to go ahead and see here. Also, Libra, if you are, listening for your tropical astrology or westernized astrology, if you're a Libra in Western astrology, then you might resonate more with more of the physical and material aspects of this reading, which is relationships, money, your health, your home. But if you are a Libra, or if you are a Virgo, check out Virgo's reading. But if you are a Libra in sidereal astrology, you're going to really connect more with the emotional and spiritual aspects of this reading as far as your transformation and growth, okay? So we're going to go ahead and pull 3 cards for you guys. I'm also getting this energy, Libra, that you need to make sure that you are protecting your energy at this time during this Saturn transit for you know. And when I say protecting your energy, I mean from the past. I just get the sense that there may be some people that are just sticking to you, or some energies emotionally that are sticking to you. You need to get rid of them, because that's also going to be a block for you. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups. And we have the 6 of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Swords and the overall energy. So yeah, overall, Libra, you have been feeling extremely hurt. Very disappointed, okay? Very disappointed. It might be kind of hard to look in the mirror sometimes, hard to think about the past, hard to think about someone. There was some type of dance that you were having with someone in life, in a relationship, and all of a sudden that dance ended and you were just kind of left like, now what? Like, what have I done to deserve this? You know, like, mentally, this is painful for some of you. That's tough. Yeah. And some of you guys, this is pertaining to your perspective. And this, some of you, this Saturn return is going to be a bit tough for, I'm not, some of you it's your Saturn return, or this Saturn transit if it's not your Saturn return. Some of you, this may, because of the pain that you've gone through in your past, and because of maybe your ego or your emotions or your heart being kind of stronger than your will to change and transform, this transit can be difficult. This transit could be very difficult for you, Libra, depending on what your heart is willing to choose. Are you going to choose to open your heart and be like, okay, I'm just letting go, right? I'm just surrendering and I'm going to receive my blessings? Or, because there will be blessings that present themselves to you, Libra, and when they do, you have to make the decision. Am I going to open my heart up to this, even if it feels uncomfortable at first? Or am I going to just be like, you know, close my heart off and continue, you know, to stick to my guns, you know, stick to what I believe to be true? But whatever it is that you think is true right now, or about how you feel, Libra, is based on the past. And Saturn is here, and Aries is too, to clear the past out. Like, what is done. It needs to be left behind. And that might be something that you are not willing to do, depending on the pain and the heartache that you're dealing with. Okay. And I understand that is very difficult. It's easier said than done. But with the King of Pentacles here on a more spiritual level, you're stubborn when it comes to this. When it comes to things that you want materialistically, like you had your heart set on something. You wanted this person, you wanted this thing, you wanted, you know, there's something that you really wanted, and you worked very hard. You did. You put a lot of your energy. You put your back into this. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into this person or into this thing, right? And you were proud of the work that you did, right? Especially if this is like financial, or if this is buying a home with someone, or, you know, having kids, I don't know. But you worked very hard. And in your mind, you felt this is supposed to work. There's no way that this is not going to work, right? So you're a little bit stubborn. Okay, so this Saturn and Aries transit can cause you to be like, nope, I am not going to budge. But if this is advice for the King of Pentacles, this is showing me here that Saturn in Aries is Saturn is asking you at this time to get your power back, to take care of your body, to be on top of your health, right? To get back on track with whatever it is that you are good at, that you have mastered to make money, right? Get back on track with your sexual energy, because I also see the King of Pentacles as sexual energy because it's physical, it's your body, right? Sex is physical, it's a human thing. So when it comes to sexual energy, right, or the physical work that you're willing to put in, taking someone out, hanging out with someone, giving them your time and energy, Saturn is wanting you to get back on your horse here, Libra. I want you to get back on the horse. Stand proud, okay? But don't be proud to the point where you're not allowing change to happen. But then, you know, we have the Page of Cups here. Okay, so this Page of Cups energy is, there is a part of you that's so soft. You have a special place in your heart for someone or something. And even though you may put on this facade, Libra, like, you know, I'm fine, I'm okay. You know, I have money, I have a job, I have what I need, right? The Page of Cups shows me that you're not 100% fine. We'll clarify these cards in a minute. And then we have the Six of Wands, which is really amazing to see. It's Leo energy. So you have Taurus, you have Pisces, you have Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and then you also have Leo. So whenever I see Leo in a reading, for the most part, it's very positive, okay, because it's the sun. And I'm just getting that, you know, there's just this energy of completion, ending a journey, right? A very happy ending to a journey, rising from the ashes. So if you think, Libra, that this is going to end worse than better, you have it wrong. You have it wrong. I do see that this Saturn and Aries transit is going to really bring to life relationships that maybe you gave up on or you thought someone else gave up on. This is just a time where you really do need to focus on yourself. You do need to focus on your gifts. You need to focus on your finances. This is you coming back to self and finding refuge within yourself, not in other people. But you, like, just like this card, trust. You have to trust the process. It's not that you're going to just make a decision and a blessing's going to be presented to you and you're going to be like, yeah, I'm all for this. Like, this is great. Some of you might, but a lot of you, I'm just getting the sense that you're going to kind of feel like, I don't want this right now. Like, this is not worth my time, or, you know, I'm not really wanting to indulge in this or entertain this, right? And that's fine. But you're not going to feel these feelings right off the bat, Libra. It's going to be, you know, first blessing that comes your way, the first sprout, you know, the first blossom in your life. It's like, okay, I'm going to enjoy this as best I can. I'm going to water this blossom or this sprout, right, in my life. And then the next blessing comes around. You're like, okay, you know, it's just like step by step, right? So the next blessing comes around, just a tiny one, just a piece of it. And you're like, okay, let me water this. And then the next blessing, the next little blessing, you know, or seedling sprouts. And then you start to just kind of you start to realize, okay, this is actually not so bad. I don't feel as sad. I don't feel as depressed, right? You know what I mean? So it's not like this big thing is going to happen and everything's just going to change and transform. No, I'm just getting the sense there are these little seeds that are sprouting, and you just have to water each and every one of them. Even if you're just like, I really don't feel like doing this. Like, this is not worth my time. This is not going to go anywhere. Just give it a little bit of your time. Just give it one step at a time, and it will build up for you, Libra. But I know that it's going to be very difficult for mentally difficult for a lot of you, right? Some of you guys might end up getting into a relationship with someone where you're just like, I really like this person. Like, my heart is like, seems to be happy with this person, but like in your mind, you're just like, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work out, or I don't know if I'm going to be hurt again. I don't know, right? You may move to another location or move to another city, another country, another state, and you're just like, this is nice, but like, when is the, you know, the next shoe gonna drop? Like when are the plans gonna fall through, right? So I don't see this as heartbreak necessarily. For some of you, it was heartbreak in the past, but now in this particular time in Saturn in Aries, I don't see heartbreak here. I just see like mental disappointment. Like you're just disappointed. You've been disappointed and you're afraid to be disappointed again. But I don't see necessarily heartbreak. But let's go ahead and clarify these cards really quickly for you guys. And then we're going to pull one last oracle message for your overall advice and guidance during these next couple of years. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify the King of Pentacles for you, Libra. Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Ooh. Okay, let's see here. Interesting. You received the Five of Swords that wanted to fly out or flip over, and the Three of Pentacles. So yeah, this definitely seems like there's something here with your creativity. There's something here with a job placement or a job, a career situation. Something with creativity. There's something where you do put in work and time here. And you don't feel safe in that environment. You don't feel safe in that environment. You could have met somebody at work, met somebody at school. I don't know. But there's something here where there's a place of work or a place of creativity. Maybe it's a studio. I don't know. Maybe you got kicked out of your studio, or you lost your studio, or you no longer feel safe in your work environment or in your environment of creativity or wherever you work. That can be for like a very select few of you, but I'm just getting the sense that there is someone here who is a bit, I don't want to say bully, but maybe you just kind of feel hurt by this person or these people. Okay, well, yeah, there we go. There goes the heartache. Okay. So there is healing after heartache for sure. So some of you guys definitely in the past, or maybe even currently, you're still trying to get over this heartache. And the only way that I see that happening is if you give yourself your own, like your time, not other people. With the Star card and the Empress here, some of you guys are mothers, okay? Some of you guys are dealing with someone who has Earth in their chart. Maybe you have Earth in your chart, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. There's also, again, there is this energy of pouring into yourself. That's what's changing during this Saturn in Aries transit. You are pouring into yourself, because whoever you guys could have been pouring into a Taurus, a Capricorn, somebody, a Virgo, a masculine figure here for some of you. You are fulfilling your own wishes. You're realizing that I am my own wish fulfillment, no one else. So even if you are opening yourself up to a relationship, you're doing things differently now. You're the one that's saying, okay, I really like this person. I want to be with them. But I remember what happened last time when I put in all this work and energy and effort and my heart, soul, and my body into this relationship with this person or into this project. I ended up getting screwed over, right? I ended up getting hurt. So if the thought or the memories of this breaks your heart here, because you do have the Three of Swords. I didn't see the Three of Swords at first. So I'm like, this doesn't seem like heartache, but now I see it is. The memories, the thoughts of this situation hurts you emotionally. It really does, Libra. So someone here just did not see your point of view. They were not on the same page with you. They're very stubborn. Okay. And you just kind of had to just pull your energy away. Some of you guys had to break up with this person or completely distance yourself or block them because you weren't getting anywhere with this person, or you weren't getting anywhere in this situation. So you had to, some of you guys ended up getting pregnant by this person. Okay, maybe you were married to them, I don't know. But eventually you had to divorce, or you had to separate from them to protect your own energy, and maybe even to protect your baby. For those of you who have children. But if you don't have children, you just need to, like I was saying earlier, I got this feeling that you guys need to protect your energy, Libra. For real. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify the Page of Cups for you guys. Page of Cups for Libra. Sun, Moon, and Rising placements. Okay, we have the Justice card. That's you, Libra. We got you here. We have the constellation of Libra, your constellation, your energy pulling through. There's the High Priestess. She's a Pisces energy, but she's also connected to the Justice card. They both sit on their own seats of leadership and power. They both sit on their throne. They are comfortable here. So there are two energies here, Libra. Some of you guys under the Libra moon or the Libra full moon or new moon, something like that, you can expect within this 3-year span, you can expect your emotions to finally start to transform, to finally feel that spark inside of you, because you are going to feel the need for change. Yeah, you're going to feel the need for change. There's Leo again, the 7 of Wands. You're going to finally feel this need, like, I need to move forward. I need to get rid of this person, this place, this thing, this situation that makes me so unhappy. And there are those of you with this Page of Cups, this Pisces energy. If you have Pisces in your chart, you are really feeling that stir inside of your heart, inside of your soul, like, I need to get rid of this. You're going to finally be aware and cognizant of this. Okay, some of you guys already are. And there may be some people surrounding you who are like, you know, what's going on with Libra? You know what I mean? Why are they, you know, you might end up really speaking up to someone and saying, you know, saying your piece, right? Giving them a piece of your mind. But when I see the wands here, I don't necessarily see that communication with your words. I just see this as communication with movement. So if someone has hurt you in the past, or someone is still hurting you and putting you down, Libra, at this time, it's time to move. It's time to just go. You don't need to say anything to this person necessarily. You just need to feel, okay, so this is what's happening. This is why this person treats me this way. I've allowed this to happen, right? Because Libra, with the Justice card, this is the energy of, you have control here. It's time to face the facts. It's time to do the math. It's time to look at, okay, what am I doing too much of over here? Who am I giving my time to too much over here? How much time am I giving myself? Libra, the Justice card gives you control, with the sword in one hand and, you know, the balance in the other, the scales in the other. And the High Priestess, she has the moon at her feet, her intuition. She stands firm on her intuition. That is what she walks with, is her intuition. Nothing gets past her intuition. This is what she trusts, whether you're male or female. And she has the Torah in her hand, which represents, you know, the energy of divinity, the knowledge of divinity being given to human beings, right? And realizing your own divinity in the process. So it's like, this energy is giving you, your intuition is saying, Libra, you have control. Not the other way around. The situation or this person does not have control over you. Bottom of the deck, yes, you have the 10 of Cups. Listen, when you realize that you are in control of the direction of your life, Libra, this is when the blessings start to come in. This is when. So for those of you who are thinking, like, you know, when are my blessings going to come in? When you finally realize, when you feel that burst of energy, or something that is just completely ripped away from you, when you feel that release and that surrender, Libra, and within your soul, you're just like, you're going to feel, no, I have control over this. I don't have to stay married to this person, or I don't have to remain in a relationship with this person. I don't have to remain friends with this person. I don't have to put up with my family's BS. I don't have to live in this environment anymore. I don't have to work at this job anymore. When you finally get to that point, that is when you will see the blessings coming through. Because the blockage is not necessarily physical. With the Page of Cups here, I don't see this as a physical blockage. This is spiritual and emotional. So again, this transit can be very difficult for you, Libra, if you are not in tune with your emotions and your spirit, okay? Let's go ahead and clarify the Six of Wands, last but not least. This is the happy ending. This is what I see here when I see the Six of Wands as the last card. That's a happy ending. Yeah. You have the Devil, Five of Cups, and the Hanged Man. Yes, Libra, this, and you have the you have Leo here. That's the Five of Wands. Listen, like I said before, this is not going to be an easy transit for you. The moment you open, first off, it's going to start off with you opening your eyes and seeing the truth. When you see the truth, Libra, about your predicament and what you're dealing with and what you're putting up with in your life for the next 3 years, and you still decide like, I really don't want to do that work, or, you know, no, that can't be, like, that's not what's happening. Like, I can just, you know, kind of like go around that. You're not going to get to this blessing. You're not going to get to the blessings that you desire. It's not going to happen. Because it all starts when you open your, when Saturn or an entity says, okay, here's the problem. There is going to be a problem that is going to persist, or a problem that raises its ugly head, Libra, in your life. And you're going to have to be the one to decide, oh, like that's not good. This is why I'm not happy. And you're either going to finally see that and emotionally be in sync with what you're seeing with the truth. You might be hurt by it at first, and that's okay. So that's going to take some time. But when your emotions and your soul are in sync with your, you know, when your mind is in sync with your soul and your heart, that's when you're going to see the truth and really live by the truth that you see. That's when the changes are going to start taking place in your life, and you're going to see those blessings. And everything from this toxic relationship with someone, or this toxic relationship with the job, this toxic relationship with money, right? Leaving the past behind and changing your perspective and waking up and enlightening yourself about your life, or about a situation that you've been in. That's where the victory and the triumph is going to take place. That is when you will stand tall, and you will be able to look at your life and look back at the past you and be like, okay, I'm not that person anymore. But until these things have taken, until you've seen that you're in a toxic situation, until you have seen that you are not happy here, and you face these emotions, and you turn around and you look at these two cups behind you instead of looking at the spilled cups in front of you, like, this is just not going to work out, y'all. These 3 spilled cups in front of this person, they're focused on that. But the Hanged Man here is showing us like, hey, wake up, Libra. That's what Saturn is here for, right? The Devil is Saturn, because this is Capricorn. Okay. So that's whatever, like I said, remember, like I said, whatever feels sticky, right? Whatever just feels stuck to you, chained to you, it's got to go. And you can't look at this and be like, but this person, I love this person, or I thought this was supposed to work out. I thought we were going to get married. I thought we were going to stay married. I thought this, I thought that. Well, Saturn is here to say, well, Libra, there were decisions that were made, and what you thought just is not going to happen, because this person or this situation is just not going to pan out, and you just have to move on, right? That's all. I know I make that sound simple, but I know that it's not, but that's what needs to happen. I'm just seeing here, in order to get to your blessings, you kind of have to trust the process. You have to go through the discomfort. You have to see it for what it is, right? Sometimes you'll just realize this person is just not my person like I thought. Why? Because they've made their own decisions. They've made the decisions to not be your person, and there's nothing that you can do about it. You can't force somebody to actually get their lives together for you. You have to do that for yourself and just move on. Okay, so let's pull one last card, Libra, for your overall guidance for this Saturn in Aries transit. Ride the wave, y'all. Ride the wave, Libra. It's gonna be okay. Ride the wave. Kill the ego. Ride that wave. It's not going to be easy during this transit for some of you, okay? Others of you, like, it may not be as bad, okay? It's not going to be terrible for you. I'm not saying it's going to be terrible, but if it is, it's because you're holding on too tight to some people, places, and things that you need to let go of. Saturn is here to drag you by the ear, Libra, and say, let go. You can't have that. Saturn is treating you like a baby with a knife. It's taking it away from you. It's taking away the scary knife or the scary object that can hurt you. And you're just going to have to cry for a while, right? And as you grow, you will learn, okay, that wasn't safe for me, and now I understand why, right? So this is going to be a bit of a fight. It's going to be a bit of a fight between you and Saturn, Libra. I'm just being honest with you, okay? So be prepared for some discomfort during this Saturn and Aries transit, but it's going to be so good for you if you just let go, Libra. Just let go. Just let go, okay? Much love and light to all of you. I wish you guys the very best of luck on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye, y'all.